In the headlines, long fuel queues resurface in Abuja as regulatory agency confirms adulterated fuel. Headsmen invade Agatu in Benue State, destroy property and farmland. Bandits kill 13 villagers, abduct many others in Katsina. On the foreign scene, at least 14 dead in Colombian landslide following heavy rain. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba. Thank you for joining. Now, vehicle owners in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, are bemoaning shortage of fuel as long queues resurfaced in parts of the city, causing commercial motorists to hike fare. This development gives black market sellers opportunity to sell at exorbitant prices, leaving some commuters stranded or forced to trek to their respective destinations. Trust TV's Aisha Salihu monitors the situation and reports that amid other possible causes, adulteration of the fuel is responsible for the scarcity, according to preliminary investigation.
The situation in many fueling stations in the Federal Capital Territory at the moment is indeed appalling, as so many vehicle owners have to wait at long queues in these stations to access the premium motor spirit. And of course, we have those of the passengers who are waiting to access vehicles where there is price hike in the cost of transportation. And of course, some persons are stranded. They are unable to get access to vehicles. While the cause of the fuel scarcity is unknown to stranded commuters and vehicle owners, they continue to condemn the situation, calling on relevant authorities to find a lasting solution.
Apart from the traffic thing, I've been to several filling stations. I don't know what's happening. Nobody's talking to anyone. The queue is everywhere. This is like the 8th filling station I've been to this morning. So it's more or less like the whole of my day is gone on queue. So I don't know what is happening. The government should do something about this. And I think we are entitled to information. If there is anything happening, let us know. Let's be prepared ahead. Black markets everywhere. Today, this morning, a black market was telling me for 10 liters, 3,500. Then I look at it, if I'm to fill my tank with 50 liters, how much would that be? So if increase in fuel price rate is what they want to talk about, they should let us know. If the subsidy thing, we should know.
This is usually where I come to get fuel in the mornings, in the evenings, but for the last 1 week or so, it's been like this. About 2-3 days ago, I was actually stuck inside from around 7, and I left here around maybe 11 at night.
The shortage of fuel at fueling stations has become an avenue for the black market sellers to hike fuel prices, leaving a negative effect on cost of transportation.
It's not funny. We are not finding it easy. Just like other people who are going to work out there are not finding it easy to get vehicle to their destination. By the time you want to buy fuel, it will take you a very long time, maybe like 2, 3 to 4 hours before you get fuel. Then by the time you want to go out to go and do your business, continue your business, nobody will like to pay extra money. And that time that we waste, and even when you want to buy full tank for filling station, they will be telling you there's no full tank, that they have to give you half a tank. So, and it's affecting us. When you buy today, tomorrow again, you will still go back there to go and queue because they are not giving us full tank. So that is why we increase our own price for customer them.
From Mujabi here to Gbagba, 800 naira. Una waiting time people they collect for our hand. To them to buy fuel now, see in a filling station everywhere they lock. You understand?
Although preliminary investigation reveals that the cause of scarcity in some parts of the country is as a result of adulterated fuel in circulation. According to the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, the directive to withdraw the product from the market after distribution to many fueling stations across the country created a supply shortfall, thereby leading to panic buying. The fear of fuel subsidy withdrawal in the minds of both private depot owners and some retailers, a policy that has been postponed by the government, perhaps is the cause of shortages of this product at these fueling stations. This has rendered so many commuters stranded, as so many people are unable to get to their places of work and businesses just in time. The independent petroleum marketers noted that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company is working to ensure disruption to the supply chain is addressed as soon as possible. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority has confirmed petrol with methanol quantities above Nigeria's specification in the supply chain. NMDPRA stated this in a statement issued on Tuesday, confirming concerns by Nigerians and other stakeholders over the importation of crude above Nigeria's grade to the market. According to the statement, methanol is a regular additive in petrol and is usually blended in an acceptable quantity, noting that the limited quantity of the impacted product had been isolated and withdrawn from the market, including the loaded trucks in transit to ensure vehicular and equipment safety. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has intensified efforts at increasing the supply of petrol into the market to bridge any unforeseen supply gap. In the meantime, House of Representatives on Tuesday inaugurated its ad hoc committee on daily fuel consumption after the Speaker, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, announced a 12-member committee on Wednesday, the 26th of January 2022. The report.
The mandate of the committee is to determine the actual cost and volume of daily consumption of petrol and to also know the state of the nation's 4 refineries. The committee is expected to engage experts in the sector, transport operators and stakeholders to enable it come up with detailed findings to assist the government in coming with a solution to the subsidy question.
I'm personally delighted and grateful to the House for finding us worthy to be appointed as members of this committee and for selecting very experienced, active and hardworking members of your caliber and finding me worthy to chair the committee. Today's meeting is very important and key as our first and agenda-setting meeting for the committee. The Secretariat has prepared a draft work plan indicating possible programs and activities for our consideration, inputs, and adoption. I therefore urge you all to consider the draft and make your input, while I look forward to a very fruitful deliberation.
The committee has 8 weeks to turn up its report. The lawmakers also passed for a second reading a bill of an act to alter the 1999 Constitution to ensure the review of the required educational qualifications for election into high-profile positions of political offices in the country.
This is not a bill targeted at stifling the interests of Nigerians in politics. Rather, it is a bill that will help Nigerians to sufficiently prepare for the humongous task of political leadership. As we have begun to see, the race for elective offices at both state and national levels have become increasingly competitive. While this is good as a tenet of universal suffrage, it can also be counterproductive if people who are not sufficiently prepared educationally get into these elective offices. Honorable colleagues, all the political offices affected by this amendment are very strategic in their own right.
The bill is unanimously adopted when put to vote by the Deputy Speaker, Idris Wase, who presided over plenary session.
Vice President Yemi Osibanjo on Tuesday visits family of late Hanifa Abubakar in Kano to condole with the family over the incident. Teacher of little Hanifa Abdul Malik Tanko and 2 others are facing trial over kidnap and subsequent killing of the 5-year-old girl. Professor Osibanjo prays for the family to be strong at their trying moment. Osibanjo is in Kano to attend the 53rd Annual Nigerian Association of Law Teachers Conference. Suspected herdsmen reportedly invaded part of Agatu local government area of Benue State, destroying farmlands and displacing thousands of persons. The State Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Michael Inaglegu, stated this on Tuesday when the new Ochi Doma, John Elagu, led other traditional rulers and stakeholders from Agatu on a thank-you visit to Governor Samuel Otom in Makurdi. According to the commissioner, the herders invaded Agatu with their cattle in their numbers, chasing the locals from their homes. Speaking, the Ochi Doma urged all Idoma sons and daughters to put their differences behind and work for the development of Idoma land. Now, at least 13 people have been killed and many others abducted by bandits in attacks they carried out between Monday night and Tuesday morning in 3 Katsina State communities. Abdullahi Amadi gives an update.
About 15 people have been killed in Guga village of Bakure local government area of Katsina State. The bandits arrived at the village on 40 motorcycles armed with sophisticated weapons. They burnt down 4 motorcycles and of course 4 vehicles. In the process, the bandits abducted over 15 people, including the village head of Guga. In a related development, suspected bandits attacked Erikiria village of Musa local government area of Katsina State, where they killed 4 people, wrestled several animals and abducted people, mostly women and children. However, the police in Musawa, with the support of vigilante group, were able to kill one of the suspected bandits who was conveyed to Katsina State Police Command. And also the police public relations officer, Katsina State Police Command, confirmed the 2 attacks to Trust Television. He, however, said the police and other security operatives are proactive and will follow the bandits to their hideout and bring them to justice. In Katsina, Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News.
The Nigerian Senate has passed for second reading a bill seeking to tighten firearms control and importation of illegal firearms into the country. The Senate has forwarded President Muhammadu Buhari's request for the confirmation of Emily Chidinma as Executive Director of the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation to the Committee on Banking and Other Financial Institutions. The report.
Leading the debate at Tuesday's plenary, sponsor of the bill, Senator Sani Musa, said the essence of the bill is to replace existing legislation which has become obsolete to conform with modern trend in arms control.
The essence of this bill is that the existing legislation, the Firearms Control Act number 32 of 1959, Cap F28 laws of the Federation of Nigeria, is inherently inaccurate and simply does not meet the needs of a modern society in this very modern world. You will recall that the bill was first read on the floor of the Senate on Wednesday, 2nd February 2022. The main aim of this bill is to tighten firearms control and curtail the proliferation of illegal arms and bring it in line with global best practices to effectively address some of the security challenges being currently plaguing Nigeria.
Senator Ibrahim Adeja, who supported the consideration of the bill, added that it should also focus on the control of local arms production.
Arise to support and second this bill, and also to mention the fact that I think we should also try to ensure that that bill focuses a bit on local manufacture of firearms. Most of the sections, Mr. President, are focused on possession, on licensing, and so on and so forth.
The bill out for consideration is referred by the Senate President Ahmed Lawa to the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters to report back within 4 weeks.
Act to repeal the Firearms Act number 32, 1959, Cap F28 laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and to establish a comprehensive system of firearms control and to provide for matters connected there with 2022 second reading taken. And the bill is referred to the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters to report back within 4 weeks.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party has nominated Senator Shuaibu Lau from Taraba North as a new deputy minority leader to replace Emmanuel Pacha, who defected to the ruling All Progressives Congress.
This letter signed by your national chairman. This letter says this PDP Senate caucus has duly informed the national headquarters of the party, and it's like the national headquarters has accepted and already nominated somebody to replace the distinguished senator who has moved to APC. Lastly, is his fundamental human right. I know there is no way that this movement will not be questioned by somebody, at least to show that there was a small resistance. My fear is you may have to perfect your acts because very soon you will be shocked by the massive movement from that side. So with that, I rule you out of order completely, distinguished Senator George Thompson Sekibo.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Physics student invent generator. Stay with us for more details.
Coronavirus disease, COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus. Most people who fall sick with COVID-19 will experience mild to moderate symptoms and recover without special treatment. However, some will become seriously ill and require medical attention. The virus can spread from an infected person's mouth or nose in small liquid particles when they cough, sneeze, speak, sing, or breathe. These particles range from larger respiratory droplets to smaller aerosols. You can be infected by breathing in the virus if you're near someone who has COVID-19 or by touching a contaminated surface and then touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. The virus spreads more easily indoors and in crowded settings. Maintain a safe distance from others at least 2 meters even if they don't appear to be sick. Wear a mask in public, especially indoors or when physical distancing is not possible. Clean your hands often. Use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Cover your nose and mouth with your bent elbow or a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Stay home if you feel unwell. Get vaccinated. Properly fitted masks can help prevent the spread of the virus from the person wearing the mask to others. Masks alone do not protect against COVID-19 and should be combined with physical distancing and hand hygiene. Protect yourself and others around you by knowing the facts and taking appropriate precautions. Follow advice provided by your local health authority. This message is brought to you by Trust TV.
Thanks for staying with us. And now let's have another look at some of the top stories again. Vehicle owners in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, are bemoaning shortage of fuel as long queues resurfaced in parts of the city, causing commercial motorists to hike fare. Plus, suspected headsmen reportedly invaded part of Agatu local government area of Benue State, destroying farmlands and displacing thousands of persons. And now to other news. Nigeria Center for Disease Control has reported 58 COVID-19 infections in 6 states and the Federal Capital Territory on Tuesday. The agency, in its update for February 8, said 66 persons were discharged after recovering from the infection. Meanwhile, there were no fatalities. According to the agency, Nigeria now has a total of 253,838 confirmed cases, 230,211 recoveries, and 3,139 deaths. In another development, the World Health Organization says that 500,000 COVID deaths recorded since the Omicron variant is beyond tragic. WHO Incident Manager Abdi Mahamoud said 130 million cases and 500,000 deaths have been recorded globally since the declaration of Omicron as a variant of concern in late November. Rivers State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has said that the command will no longer condone the destruction of aquatic lives and agro-produce as a result of oil spillages orchestrated by acts of illegal bunkering in Rivers State. State Commandant Abu Tambuwal disclosed this in Port Harcourt that the fight against vandalism of natural resources is not to the creeks alone, but every identified illegal dump in sight in the state. Take a look.
Parading the suspects, the state NSCDC boss Abu Tambuwal said the command is resolved in taking the war against illegal oil refinery to all parts of the state. Tambuwal stated this during the parade of 19 suspected oil thieves at the command headquarters in Port Harcourt. He also disclosed that over 50 illegally refined petroleum sites were discovered. 400 drums of petroleum products suspected to be illegally refined product are destroyed in the course of joint operations between the state and Commandant General Intelligence Squad with code name Operation Stop the Suit through illegal bunkering refineries and activities in the state.
We have succeeded in arresting a number of suspects, trucks, buses, cars, as well as boats. They were arrested at various places at illegal refinery locations in the state. 19 suspects today for you on the parade. One Nissan Primera laden with AGO suspected to be refined at an illegal location. We have also paraded before you over 400 number of drums of illegally refined AGO. Similarly, we have identified locations where oil dumps is being made in the state. Over 53 illegal oil dumps are discovered and destroyed by men of anti-vandal as well as the CG's SIS.
The NSCDC State Commandant.
A 25-year-old Nigerian is inventing solar-powered generator capable of providing 350 watts of electricity. Solar energy is radiant light and heat from the sun that is harnessed using a range of technologies such as solar power to generate electricity. Ibrahim Ismail meets the young man in Gombe. Reports.
This is a 25-year-old Muhammad Adam Faguji, a final year student of ATBU Bauchi, who studies applied physics. The Gombe-based physics student has assembled a solar power generator which uses sun radiation to provide energy. This mini power generator generates 350 watts of electricity which can be used to power bulbs, charge phones and even television.
I install solar in houses, in schools, in offices, and purposely to bring a solution to the electricity problem that we're having. And my target customers are people in rural areas, people in remote areas who are disconnected with the electricity, who are having no electricity. And in fact, that's what inspires me to construct this solar generator. This is like a generator. The generator that we have, the difference is that there is no noise here and you don't have to buy fuels. So in fact, it will help you in, like converting the incessant buying of fuel, like petrol, to your generator. So this one, all you need to do is just to take it to the sunlight, expose it to the sunlight. Once it is exposed to the sun radiation, then it will be charging your battery. So that's how it works.
The little solar generator is his final year project at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, and he has a strong passion to further develop his ideas.
Like this one, the idea of constructing this small generator pinned into my mind when I look at how people in remote areas find it complicated and difficult in like having electricity, and due to the cost and due to the geographical area where they are located. So that's why I constructed this one. Maybe people in remote areas, people in rural areas will be using it.
This young Nigerian has gone extra mile by helping his mother with the invention, as she uses the little solar generator to charge phones and watch TV. She is saying they watch TV when there is no light. The energy lasts for about 3 hours and they charge phones. Muhammad Faguji said it cost him 27,000 naira only to build this panel, and therefore he needs support for mass production.
I constructed this one. Maybe people in remote areas, people in rural areas will be using it, you know. So to bring solution to people in rural areas, we need support from government. Like this one, if we are to construct it in large scales, it will help those people who are disconnected with the electricity in rural areas have access to the solar electricity.
Solar energy is the most cleanest process of generating electricity that is recommended to address the problem of climate change and save cost. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail for Trust TV.
Now on the foreign scene, at least 14 people have been killed and 35 injured after a landslide buried several homes in central Colombia. The early morning landslide in Dos Quebradas followed torrential rain in the surrounding coffee-growing province of Risaralda. Rescue teams are searching the mud for survivors. Government Secretary in Risaralda and Alvaro Arias says dozens of nearby homes are being evacuated amid fears of more landslide as the Otun River overflowed. Landslides are common in Colombia due to the mountainous terrain, frequent heavy rains and poor or informal house construction. The country's most recent large landslide disaster was in the city of Mokwa in 2017 when more than 320 people were killed. And with that, we wrap up Trust News Update, but you can connect with us via our social media platforms and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.